Hello, this is Sarah Halfiku interviewing Christina Halfiku on how the effects of junk food affected her physically and mentally during the course of 2 weeks. In the middle of February, I decided that I was going to carry out an experiment. This experiment was to complete a food diary for someone to follow for 2 whole weeks. This food diary was very unhealthy for 1 week, and then for the next week, the food diary involved only healthy food. During this whole investigation, I noted what was happening physically and mentally to Christina, and I took record of exactly what she consumed and when she consumed the products. At the end of each day, I interviewed her, questioning how concentrated she was during school, her appetites, and how tired she was feeling. I then decided that for the second half of my product, I would create some sort of an interview video to display her results and thoughts during this experiment. How did you generally feel when you were only consuming junk food and when you were only consuming healthy food?
Well, obviously there weren't any physical changes, so my appearance didn't change given that it was in such a short amount of time. But I did feel some effects mentally. Well, when I ate junk food, I noticed that I was eating a lot more snacks in between my meals as opposed to when I was eating only healthy food. But Sarah then explained to me that this was simply happening because the healthy food that I was consuming stayed in my blood system for a longer period of time. So since I felt fuller, I didn't feel the need to eat or grab a snack in between meals. Whereas when I ate junk food for a week, it did the exact opposite, and I just generally had more snacks in between some of my meals.
Describe to me your typical sleeping habits and how these 2 weeks of consuming two different foods affected your sleeping patterns.
Well, generally, I have like kind of like a sleeping schedule where I try to sleep every day at 11 p.m. Okay, so during the junk food week, I felt more tired and I took way more naps after school. There was one Friday where I slept for 2 hours because I just felt very tired, almost kind of lazy. That's the effect that junk food gave me. And then when I ate healthy food for that 1 week, I felt like I had more energy. So I didn't really need as many naps as I did for junk food. All around, I found that it was a great experiment to be a part of. I definitely learned a lot as to both sides, and of course, its pros and cons of both healthy eating and junk eating. Um, I guess doing this experiment has really made me think about possibly changing my eating habits. This is mainly because I do take part in sports activities, and I feel like in order to perform with my fullest potential during both school hours and activities, I do need to change my eating habits because, from what I learned, it does have an effect.